In a previous video, I listed the most wanted characters fans wanted to see in the next Mortal Kombat 11 DLC or Combat Pack. If you haven't watched that video, I recommend that you do. But in this follow-up video, I listed the most wanted guest characters fans wanted to see in the next Mortal Kombat 11 DLC or Combat Pack. Before you get that list, guys, make sure to hit that like button because liking this video lets me know that you love them. Make sure to hit the notification bell, so see videos just like this one. Let's get to the list. As I said in the other video, the way I came up with this list is I actually pulled all the comments that viewers have left on my videos, the 20th plus Mortal Kombat videos, that actually tell me which guest characters actually mentioned that they would like to see in the next DLC or Combat Pack. And I basically ranked them and compiled this list. Alright, let's get to it. Starting off the list is the Mask at number 10. Now I know what you're thinking, the Mask? But wait. Once you dive into some of the lore behind the Mask and what possible special moves he could do, he could make for a formidable foe in the game. I mean, we have the Joker, so is it really crazy that we could have the Mask? So the Mask is from 1994's The Mask, starring Jim Carrey as Stanley Ipkiss, who finds a wooden mask, puts it on, and transforms into the Mask. According to the Mask wiki page, the origin of the actual mask is shrouded in mystery. In the original comics, the Not Ordinary Mask, as it's called, was apparently created in the unknown past at an unknown time by an unknown tribe that originated in unknown Africa. The shamans of the tribe used ancient African techniques of secret and mystical knowledge, using a kind of magic that was infused and used in the creation of the Not Ordinary Mask, which was a jade mask and was only used in ancient rituals performed by the tribe. When it was used, which was considered as a symbolic relic by the inhabitants of the African tribe, its bearer gets endowed with fictional magical reality, gains physical impermeability, and skills similar to those of a cartoon character, such as being able to pull random objects out of nothing and extending one's body and limbs far beyond human limits. If the Mask was a DLC character from Mortal Kombat 11, I think he could use his magical reality, physical strength, and ability to pull random objects out of nothing as moves in the game. Also, I think it would be a cool idea for his fatality that he could possibly throw another mask at his foe, turning them into a green masked minion, and for his animality, he could turn into Milo, Stanley's dog from the movie that ends up wearing the mask. I will say that the Mask is rumored to be in the new Space Jam sequel and has appeared in a comic book with a DC anti-villain Lobo. So since he's a Warner Brothers character, it's possible he could show up in a WB game like Mortal Kombat 11. At number 9 on the list, we have Slade Wilson, aka Deathstroke. According to his wiki, Slade Wilson signed up for the US Army while lying about his age. During his tours, he became gifted in the use of firearms and melee combat. So much so that he petitioned for an experiment that further heightened his abilities. While it nearly killed him, Slade ended up relatively fine. Once he was discharged, he settled down with a family. This would result in an attack by assassins that killed his wife and rendered his son mute. Tainted by revenge, he began work as Deathstroke, a mercenary that was originally hired to deal with the Teen Titans. As time would go on, Deathstroke would be known as one of the deadliest mercenaries ever, making himself an established threat to Green Arrow, Batman, the Teen Titans, and even the entirety of the Justice League. We have seen Deathstroke in the previous NetherRealm studio games like Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe and Injustice Gods Among Us. In Injustice Gods Among Us, Deathstroke is hired by Lex Luthor to free the Joker from Arkham Asylum and plant a trap for Batman when he arrives. Given that he already has been seen in NetherRealm Studios games before and has 6 moves that could be easily adapted to Mortal Kombat, he could definitely be in MK11. Next on the list of the most wanted characters from Mortal Kombat 11 is Wonder Woman. According to her bio, Diana Prince was formed out of clay by her mother, Hippolyta, and had life bestowed upon her by the Greek gods, making her the only Amazon not conceived by man. We have seen Wonder Woman in the previous NetherRealm Studio games like Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe, Injustice Gods Among Us, and Injustice 2. In Injustice 2, Wonder Woman, with the help of Black Adam, breaks Superman out of the prison to help stop Brainiac. She is part of Superman's ending with the new regime having Brainiac's technology to help in his plans to reform Metropolis and the world. Given her history in NetherRealm Studio games, it's not out of the realm of possibility to see her in Mortal Kombat 11. At number 7 on the list, we have Buffy the Vampire Slayer. According to her wiki, Buffy Ann Summers was a Slayer who was activated in the late 20th century. Born on January 19, 1981, she was called to be the Slayer in 1996 at the age of 15. Buffy was originally living in Los Angeles, but due to her incident involving a gang of vampires at Henry High School, she moved to Sunnydale with her mother. There, she acted as a guardian of the Hellmouth for 7 years before the town's destruction in mid-2003. Buffy has had many video games during her heyday, but it'd be interesting to see her brought back in a newer video game. For her power and moveset, I see her having a combination of Casey Cage, Katana, and Scarlet. Number 6 on the list is Pennywise. Pennywise the Clown is the creature that is from Stephen King's movie It. According to his wiki, since its true identity is unclear due to its shape-shifting abilities and being from another universe, its real name and species are called deadlights, but few know this, which is why it's also referred to as It. The form of a female spider to be its true physical form on Earth, or at least is the closest thing that the human mind can comprehend, lives deep below the fictional town of Derry, Maine. It hibernates every 27 years, then wakes up for about a year in order to feed on human fear, often assuming the shape of what its prey fears the most. It has a preference for children since their fears are easier to interpret and adults are harder to scare in a physical form. It can manipulate people with weaker wills, making them indifferent to the horrific events that unfold, or even serve as accomplices. While Pennywise hasn't been in any MK game yet, Fans have tried to recreate the character in MK11, with the player by the name of Zach Shuby, or @ShubyBeastie on Twitter, recreates Baraka in Clown Baraka, or who I think many can agree resembles Pennywise when he shows his monstrous teeth. At number 5 on the list, we have Pinhead. According to his wiki, Pinhead originally appeared as an unnamed figure in Clive Barker's horror novella, The Hellbound Heart, and is synonymous with the Hellraiser horror movie series. He's one of the leaders of the Cenobites, formerly humans but transformed into creatures which reside in an extra-dimensional realm, who travel to Earth through a puzzle box called a Lament Configuration in order to harvest human souls. I think out of all the horror villains that could be in Mortal Kombat, Pinhead would be a great addition because he could have an interesting moveset and a pretty awesome fatality with his chain hooks pulling the loser's flesh apart. Next on the list is Harley Quinn. Adding Harley would probably be a great addition to complement the Joker. According to her wiki, Dr. Harleen Frances Quinzel was a psychiatric intern at Arkham Asylum. While researching the lunatics at Arkham, she became fascinated with the Joker. After several sessions with him, he gains her sympathy and he ends up seducing her, causing her to fall madly in love with him. She eventually helps him escape the asylum and later becomes Harley Quinn, his sidekick in crime. Back in 2019, NetherRealm released a Cassie Quinn Harley Quinn skin for the character Cassie Cage. So while fans want Harley as a separate character, I don't know if we'll actually get to see that happen. At number 3 on the list, we have Xena Warrior Princess. For those that are not familiar, the Warrior Princess Xena is a fictional character from Xena the Warrior Princess TV show that aired from 1995 to 2001. She is a mighty warrior princess with a dark past who sets out to redeem herself by helping others. She is joined by her sidekick turned friend Gabrielle, and together they journey the ancient world and fight for the greater good against ruthless warlords and gods. Back in June, there were leaks speculating that Xena could be part of the upcoming Kombat pack. While many have shot those chances down, I'm still hopeful. At number 2 on the list, we have one of the most requested guest characters, Ash Williams, the anti-hero protagonist from the Evil Dead series, played by Bruce Campbell. Back in August, Richard Epcar, the voice of Raiden, posted a video to Instagram of him and his wife answering questions for fans, and during the video he let it slip that Bruce Campbell will be in Mortal Kombat. Ed Boon himself quickly shot this down, and while it came across more like damage control, he did his best to unconfirm the info. In a previous video where I talked about Ed Boon tweeting fans about clues and teases of who could be in the next DLC, a fan suggested Ash Williams from one of his clues, in which Ed shot that down. So unfortunately for fans, Ash Williams doesn't seem to be in the game, at least anytime soon. Before we get to the most wanted guest character fans wanted in the next DLC or Kombat pack, let's list some of the other guest characters that were mentioned but didn't quite make the list. Some have mentioned they'd like to see characters like Candyman, Chucky, the character Nightmare from Soul Calibur video game, the Batman villain Scarecrow, and Keanu Reeves as Neo from The Matrix. And finally, the most wanted guest character is Mr. Halloween himself, Michael Myers. Michael Myers is of course from the Halloween horror movie franchise, and is a knife-slashing villain who is dead set on killing his sister Laurie and anybody he or she comes in contact with. He is set to appear in 2 new Halloween movies, but unfortunately will not be in MK11. In the video I did covering Ed Boon's recent tweets, he posted a gif of dancing Michael Myers, letting fans know that he will not be in the game. I always say never, but as for now, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. So we have my list about the most wanted guest characters that could be in an upcoming DLC or Kombat pack from Mortal Kombat 11. Do you agree with some of my choices? And if not, let me know in the comments below what choices you'd like to see as far as guest characters in the MK game. That's it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you want more videos like this one, hit that notification bell. Let's see you guys next time on The Mashup.